me, Venus. It is, I think it's June 23rd. I don't know what day it is, but that doesn't matter anyways. I think maybe it's Wednesday? Maybe. Beats me. But I do know that it is June 23rd, 2026. Maybe it is Thursday. Maybe it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Why do I know that? You might be asking. Oh, Taco Tuesday, ladies and gents. And theys and gays. Taco Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. Now, I set this camera up. Why? You might be asking. Because, well, I was pondering like, oh, I don't need to force making a YouTube video or just recording because I think I should be making content. But really, the content that I make and the content that I create and the content I put out is something that just happens naturally when I feel called to say something. I'm just recording it, not record and then think of something to say. Meh, that's not the vibe. So what came to mind, you might be asking? Well, as I was doing my yoga, I was trying to watch 2 different YouTubers, only to realize that nothing was bringing me in. And today I felt really called to just come into myself because yesterday I was just feeling like my energy was exerted outwards in a performative way, and then I caught that and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm only setting up the camera to record me in my existence. I am not setting up the camera to exist for the camera. But that's how I felt for a few minutes yesterday, and that was just something I took note of. And so as I did my yoga today, I was feeling like nothing is really like connecting me to me, and that's because when I'm watching these people that are doing yoga, they are guiding themselves. They are their own guides, and they create these videos in case someone else is guided by them, but more so they are just creating videos because they want to for themselves, and the videos are just of them guiding themselves through yoga. And so I was like, oh yeah, right, these people are just guiding themselves. And then I remembered I am my own greatest guide. I know me best. I know where in my body the tension is, the openness is, how deep to breathe, how to hold. No body is the same, which is beautiful. But it's important for me to remember that I am my own greatest guide. Nothing can guide me better than me guiding myself. And as I fell asleep listening to harp music, doing my stretches again, which were honestly just taking a nap in the sun, I sat up and I remembered that there's nothing to do in this life except for what I want. I don't have to do anything except for what I want to do. I sat up and I watched the bees and the baby bee and the baby bee that didn't even have any stripes yet, but its tail was like yellow. It was still chugging its little tail. It was so cute. And I just watched the bees fly from flower to flower, remembering that these bees are only flying where they want to because they want to. Sure, they're collecting pollen, bringing it to the hive for the queen, because they'd love to do that. Because they love to. The bees are just waking up and doing what they want to, flying where they want to, being who they want to. And it's important for me to just be who I am, not be who I think I should be. Oh, hello, giant bumblebee. Hello, queen. Ah, one queen to another, yes, ma'am. But just be who I am instead of doing what I think I should do. Because I remembered that, like, I don't need to do more. I don't need to be someone. I just am Venus. I am who I am. I don't need to do more, try harder, force my rhythm. Who I am is perfect. Who I am is perfect. I'm perfect just the way I am. My rhythm is my rhythm. That is just the flow of my body. And I'm just letting my body take me where my body wants to go. I'm just the passenger. My feet are gonna take me where I wanna go. The people who are gonna come into my life are the people that are gonna come into my life. The places I'm going to have opportunities to go, all of that, the opportunities just show up for me. I do not chase, I attract. I don't have to chase anything. All I have to do is do what I want. But there's not a have to in this life. See, I don't have to do anything. I don't need to do anything. I don't need anything. Sure, we can look at like that one pyramid that's like, okay, bottom layer, food, shelter, sex, and sleep. And clothes. Like, that's just existing. But I don't need to force anything, you know? I don't need to force myself to make videos. I don't need to force myself to create music. I don't need to force myself to wake up at this time. I don't need to force myself to exist. The whole point of life is doing what I want. The whole point of life is doing what I want. The whole point of life is doing what I want. That's it. Find what feels good. That's what one yogi, I don't know her name. I don't need to know her name. Because I feel the vibrations beyond the identity of personality and ego. Her flow, her words resonate deeply with my soul. And find what feels good. There really is no purpose to life. Life just exists. Life is just a force of nature. There's no need for anything, there simply is existence. So, sure, life's purpose is to exist. And humans' purpose is nothing, really. But yet we make it whatever we want because we get to do whatever we want in this life. Exist however we want in this life. Go wherever we want. Make our own rules that make us comfortable, whatever we want those rules to be. Like cults or religions. They create those structures for fun, because they want to, because they think that is what will make them, I guess, the best, bring them closer to God, or anything. But really, when I think about God, I just think of a force of energy, let alone a physical being. Literally, not a physical being. Nameless, faceless, shapeless, tasteless. Just a force of energy, just life force. So, in the beauty of it all, everything is God. It's just an energy of creation. It's just all that is. It's really simple. I think that's why we're all gods and goddesses. And not in some, no, in the way I see it is we're all creating. We're all manifesting. This is heaven. Everything's innate nature of consciousness is love. You know, you just look around at everything, or you just close your eyes. I close my eyes and I just, in all the silence, when I am not seeing anything, thinking anything, what am I feeling? Love. Love is all I am. Love manifests into a physical form with a body and sensations and a brain that's like a little data, a little computer. Like taking vibrations and inputting them into a way that is understandable to understand the world around me with the 5 senses, although the 6th sense is intuition, because we're just connected to everything. How can we not know how our friend is feeling from 5,000 miles away if we're all just connected at the root anyways? Like, it's just so obvious, so clear. But, you know, through conditioning, I mean, I experience my own conditioning, we all do, but that's the fun of it. Through the conditioning and breaking off the layers, we then come to learn more about ourselves and understand our true nature of existence. But yeah, the conditioning is just like what we manifest before we incarnate into this life, so that we forget everything, so that we can remember. That's all that this life is for. We just are existing in order to remember ourselves again. It's like a fun little loop we get to play, literally the karmic cycle of samsara. But once you understand that and remember yourself as love and live an honest life, heal all your karmic ties, then after death is just nirvana, home to the void, if you will. But that void can just be reached through meditation. That void is home of the infinite potential of all. You know, when I think about dreaming versus this life, dream world when I close my eyes to go to sleep, or waking consciousness, the only difference is the level of consciousness. The waking conscious and the subconscious. Both are manifesting though. One is just aware. This is me, aware, feeling, tasting, hearing, touching. This is the fun part. And then when we close our eyes and turn off the ego, then we just fall asleep, which is true, yes. We fall asleep, but our consciousness still remains active. And so our consciousness goes from waking manifesting to subconscious manifestation. So whatever vibration you're already attuned to is what you'll then fall asleep to, enter dream world, which is just another realm of consciousness. And that is what manifests. However you're feeling in that vibration, the most random fucking things are what's gonna manifest, but it's through those random things of like a boat crashing, splitting in two. I mean, last night in my dream, I did go to Starbucks and I got a tall pink drink. And in that dream, when I was ordering the pink drink, oh, I felt anxiety. Why? Because I knew caffeine was not for me. And what did I do earlier that day? Oh, I had caffeine after being pretty sober entirely sober for a week. I mean, sober since June 16th. Yeah? That's like a week, but I did have caffeine yesterday. And then I was like, oh my God, anything that shifts my nervous system out of a non-natural nervous system I do not align with. I do not align with love. And I know that. I know that. I know I love sobriety. Oh my God, I am just perfect as I am. And I do not want anything to shift what I got going on. I like it like this. I understand myself. I feel myself. I am aware and I am connected. And I was just thinking, like, I don't want anything that is going to take me away from who I am. Because who I am sober is the most natural, realist, fullest version of me. Anything that shifts that is another version of me. No hate to any, because it is what it is. But I know that I feel full of light, love, and like I'm at my highest vibration when I am sober and connected to myself through breath, through yoga, meditation, food, and beneficial behaviors, even though they all are what they are, and I'm the one that decides what the value of a behavior is. Yeah, so had that pink drink, felt anxious, even ordering the pink drink because I knew it was something that wasn't necessary for me. And I mean, I even knew that when I was getting my caffeine yesterday. I was like, hi, caffeine. And even I had one sip and I was like, whoa, wow, that is, I have shifted. That was plenty. And then I drank. Then I drank the whole thing, and then I was like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna explode. I didn't. But I didn't like that. No. And then in the dream, you know, there was some girl in the woods, and then she teleported to a house, and there was a crash, but she was standing upright. So she was fine. But you know, the randomness of the subconscious manifesting things like that, it all relates to an interpersonal experience of what does that symbolize for me. Crashes are really just awakenings. Car crashes are awakenings, real life reality or dream world. But as for the girl standing outside the car after I got a pink drink, I guess like I can awaken and still be unscathed. Like I can have these big awakenings and learn big lessons and be okay after no matter what. Really, yeah, I'm just okay no matter what. Like no matter what my experience is, no matter what choice I make, what choice I don't make, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm always going to be okay. And you know, that kind of just plays into death as well. That doesn't matter. Like, I was thinking about back in the RV driving out here, I was like, oh my god, this is terrifying feeling the RV just bounce. I feel like I'm just gonna die. But I'm like, okay, that's anxiety. We're just driving. And if I die, my consciousness will remain active. The lights will go out in this world and I'll just be fine. Like, it'll just be like that, you know? Or I'll just be like casually in the car, and if anything were to happen, I would just close my eyes out of this consciousness, be conscious mentally as just like an observer of the void and darkness, and then just wake up in a hospital. I'm like, there's nothing to be afraid of. I'm always going to be okay no matter what happens. I mean, that wasn't death, but in the scenario of death, like, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. It ain't even a thing, honestly. It is what it is. There really isn't anything for me to be afraid of. But I think something that really I've already highlighted that I am so grateful I've had the epiphany for, to be able to have my manifestations come true. I do not need to force them. I do not need to change who I am. Actually, more than anything, I'm just meant to accept exactly who I am, because as I accept exactly who I am, then I understand that I am deserving of my manifestations exactly as I am. And I am open to my manifestations exactly as I am. I know I do not need to change a single thing about me, about my rhythm, about my routine, about my behavior. Exactly as I am is perfect. And all that is meant for me simply finds me effortlessly. I don't need to force a damn thing. And that's just what I love about this life. I just get to exist, do what I want, and then the opportunities that are even more exciting that allow me to find out more about me and learn, they just come to me. I just sit here and I say, okay, thank you, universe, for the opportunities, even though the universe is just something I manifested for myself, whether I know it or not. I mean, really all I ever am manifesting is love, is joy, is experience. I'm not really manifesting anything, actually. I'm just existing. And from this place of simply existing, whatever my soul has agreed to before I incarnate into this physical form, those opportunities come find me. What I'm meant to experience, what I want to experience, it's already in the script. It's already in the script, already figured out. I just sit back, relax, and do yoga, and speak my mind, and share my inner experience with the phone. In case it resonates, in case it doesn't. It's none of my business if it does or if it doesn't. I simply do what I want. Oh my fucking god. And although life can be pointless, the whole point is to have fun. At least that's what I've decided. You can decide that life is whatever you want it to be, because guess what? It's your life. You're the creator of your reality. The rules that you say exist in life are the rules that are going to exist in your mind. What is bad for you? Bad for you. What's good? Hello, little bee. What's good for you is what's good for you. And it's important to not force that upon anyone else. Even if you think it's what's good for them, even if you think it's great to go to a hot yoga 3 times a week and sweat. You don't need to shove it down anyone's throat but yours. And hey, share something simply because you want to and not because you think it's gonna get you anything. Share what you want, not for the expectation of getting anything back, of getting any support ever, of being understood, of being liked, of gossip. And do what you want, share what you want, simply because, oh, I'd love to. Oh, I'd love to. Oh, hey, butterfly. So cute. Do what you want, simply because, oh, I'd love to. That's it. Ask yourself before you do something. Am I telling them this? Am I sending this photo? Am I asking for this approval because I'd love to? Because I just would love to? Because it makes me happy? Or am I expecting something in return? Expect nothing and appreciate everything. And if you like it, if you like the vibes, if you stayed through the whole time, I mean, you might as well like. Because, like, you already like this video anyways if you chose to stay the whole time. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. And if any of this resonates with any of your bad bitch besties, your mother, your dog sitter, maybe your brother, your auntie, share it. Why don't you? Maybe even watch later. Maybe even watch later because you want to come back to this, you know? Subscribe for more. Love you, bitches. Bye!